Hello and welcome to the 5-day Taking Care of Superwoman Challenge. I just wanted to do an extra video for you, which will just be an introduction to the main technique that I will be using over the next 5 days. And that technique is called Emotional Freedom Technique, but you might have also heard it being called EFT or tapping. So in a nutshell, if you've never come across emotional freedom technique, in a nutshell, EFT is the emotional version of acupuncture but without the needles. So what we do is we tap on meridian points, which are like our energy system that flows around our body to release any blockages that there might be there, which causes emotional and physical difficulties. I won't go too technical in terms of explaining about EFT. If you want some more information, it is available on my website. So in terms of managing our expectations over the next 5 days, this is going to be an introduction to the emotional freedom technique, and each day is going to have a different theme, specifically for superwomen and some of the challenges that we may be facing in the world today, such as overwhelm or procrastination or perfectionism, those kind of things. So the introduction to tapping will hopefully give you a tool that you can use as often as you like, in which you might find some instant kind of benefits in terms of how you're feeling. But in terms of experiencing longer term benefits and deeper change, that would really require working with a practitioner on a one-to-one basis. So let me just start with explaining the tapping points that we will be using over the next 5 days. So we always start with this point here, which is called the karate chop point. So it's the side of the hand, and we usually just tap there several times whilst we are repeating what is known as a setup statement. And the setup statement is really just helping us to connect to the main issue, and hopefully what it will do is locate where the blockage is in the body. So it's connecting us to the problem. Okay, and then we go to this point here, which is called the eyebrow point. So here's the bridge of the nose, and then just slightly across. So it's about where your eyebrow starts, and then we just tap there a few times whilst we're saying the statement. And then we move round to the side of the eye. That point's called side of the eye. And then we follow the eye socket round to underneath the eye here. And then we have this point here called under the nose. And then the chin point, so it's not here, it's that little dip in between your chin and your bottom lip. And then the collarbone point, if you feel where the knobbly bit of your collarbone is, and then just drop down and you'll feel like a little dip, that's where we tap on the collarbone point. And then the next point that we tap on, this is where it can start looking a little bit strange, like we're monkeys in the zoo, but bear with me. So we lift up our arm, and it's just on the bra line, and we just tap here with the palm of our hands, okay? And then the last point, we have several points on the top of our head, so we just tap in a circle around the top of our heads, okay? So I know it can look a bit strange, but it does really work. It's very, very effective. Now, a few points just to note whilst we're tapping. So some common things that you may experience while we're tapping is that you might start finding that you yawn, or that you get kind of gurgling noises in your stomach, or some people also start feeling a little bit dizzy. This is all perfectly normal, and it's just an indication that the energy is shifting around the body. But if you don't experience any of those sensations, don't worry. It doesn't mean that you're doing it wrong. It just means that you're not experiencing the physical symptoms of the energy moving around. Okay, so whilst we are tapping each day, I also want you to pay attention to any random thoughts that may come into your head, or any physical sensations that you're noticing in your body. And the reason for this is quite often when we start tapping on like general issues, we can start to connect to the root of the problem. And when we have kind of random thoughts or memories popping up, that can often be a clue to what is really going on. So just take a note when we are doing the tapping, and then I will let you know what we can do with that afterwards. So if you have any questions about the tapping or about what's going to happen over the next 5 days, please feel free to pop your questions in the comments box below, and I look forward to getting to know you all a lot better over the next 5 days. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.